Long day, very happy to win. Absolutely brilliant idea. A lot of fun, great cause, perfect day.
The importance of Sand in the City, Nebraska Children's Home Society Sand in the City, from our perspective, is number one, that it raises awareness. We get a lot, because we have all of these Omaha companies here, it's sort of like a cross-section of the Omaha skyline as you go from booth to booth here. And because we have all these companies, we obviously get a lot of media coverage as well. And as long as they're here to look at the sculptures, we mention a little bit about our mission, or the fact that we are supported by generous donors across the state of Nebraska, in fact across the U.S.
Sand in the City is very unique because it's the only opportunity where you're going to come to Omaha and go to a giant beach party. We have Two River Sand and Gravel is one of our sponsors for the event, and they give us almost 400 tons of sand every year that we bring down to downtown Omaha, and we basically transform it. Each team that competes in the competition gets 15 tons of sand to build the most amazing sand sculpture that they can. And every year, every team at the end of the competition is absolutely amazed at what they've done.
We got involved with this Sand in the City several years ago. I think back in 2007, 2008, we first got involved with the team. We've been involved with the Nebraska Children's Home for a lot of years, doing volunteer work and raising money and donations and things like that. And it's an organization we got very passionate about, and as Sand in the City evolved, it looked like something that we would like to get involved in. It was a competition, and we're a pretty competitive group, so we decided to get involved with that, and you know, the rest is history.
Each team is assigned a team designer, and that's usually an architect or an engineer or somebody with that type of a skill set. And they work with that team for months in preparation. It kind of starts actually with an idea. You know, what do I want my sculpture to look like? Popular movies maybe, or kids books, that type of thing. And then they kind of throw those ideas out there. A lot of times they'll have brainstorming meetings. And then once they come up with that idea, they kind of hand it off to their team designer, and their team designer will actually put that concept into a drawing and kind of bring it to life.
Today's meeting was an after design meeting, really the first meeting where we do a lot of the operational planning for how we're going to execute on event day. So that includes actually assigning roles to various people, filling all the different spots in the roster in order to get the entire project executed. We took advantage, we leveraged the tools we had here in the office, and we're able to model our entire design using computer software, where we had basically 3D images we can show to the team and allow them to be better sculptors, be able to visualize what they're actually carving. So making sure that everybody's being communicated to, and that we're not going to show up empty-handed on event day.
So they have meetings, they come up with ideas. Nebraska Children's Home, as part of the sponsorship of having a team, will provide each team with 2 training sessions. And Bert Adams is actually the founder of Sand in the City. He lives in Vancouver, Washington, and we fly him here twice prior to Sand in the City actually happening. One of the training sessions is called Sand Sculpting 101, and that's held every year at a sand volleyball court here. It's usually freezing, but we bear through it, and it's kind of a classroom setting where they are introduced to what sand sculpture is.
We've been doing Sand 101 and Bucket and Tube class, and this is all to just get them ready for the practices.
And then the other one is the team practice sessions. Each team is given a 4-hour time slot where they come to Nebraska Children's Home, and we have about 4 dump trucks of the actual sand that they'll be using on competition day there, and they get to do a practice where they usually do one of their large forms, and they fill that up. It's called Pound Up, and it's a lot of tamping, a lot of shoveling, a lot of hard work. But when they leave that practice session, they're usually feeling a lot more confident than when they came in.
These are practices for the teams. Every team gets a 4-hour practice session. They don't usually make their entire sculpture, but this is the best time when 90% of the learning happens. Now, the team behind us has actually done this before. I don't have to watch them nearly as much. They'll put their forms together, start filling it up with sand and water, and then they'll carve them. number one, they have to learn how to be able to pound the sand, which is put it in the forms. And most of the teams are absolutely convinced they cannot carve. So they start working on it today, and I start showing them, hey, yes, you can. Here, look at this. And show them how. And you see these little light bulbs go off all day long. And when the end of the day, they usually walk away with a list of tools they got to get and homework they got to do, and yes, they're going to do it.